Hello everyone out there in YouTube land. This is FEDEX Draconis coming with you with another toy review video. And as you can tell from the background, I am coming to you from Buddy's Toys and Collectibles here in downtown San Antonio. So if you're ever in the area, come to 110 Broadway, Suite 140, and talk with either Buddy or Will, and they will help you out immensely. Now, I got word from Buddy that if you do make a mention that I did mention the store in this video, he will take a small percentage off of your purchase. So, moving on to what we are focusing on today. As you can tell, it is Transformers Earthrise War for Cybertron Trilogy's Scorponok. And this is a massive figure. Just judging from the box, there is a reason why they call these guys Titans. This is a Titan class figure. Just based off of the artwork alone, oh my god, this thing is freaking huge. This great artwork on there, and I'm going to go ahead and turn this over to the side here. And right there, you're going to see the artwork for this wave, which I said it before and I'll say it again. I wish Hasbro would release the artwork in posters, because I know I would be collecting these. This great artwork. Now on the other side, you're gonna see, because as you can tell, there's someone's firing at his hand here, and from the looks of it, I want to say that's got to be Megatron firing, but I have to wonder, why is he firing on his own troop, especially a Titan class? So we're going to go ahead and turn this on the bottom here, and you're going to see, oops, let's lift this up just a bit, and you're going to see big old lettering, Transformers War for Cybertron, big old Decepticon symbol. And of course on the bottom you see absolutely nothing. Now we're going to turn this around one more time, and you're going to see product shots showcasing pretty much every form, from robot to Scorpion to base mode, even his headmasters. And I do say this plural, because with this version of Scorponok, they're taking the concept from Fortress Maximus into Scorponok, because we all know that with Fortress Maximus, he had his smaller headmasters, which fits on Cerebros, which in turn transforms to become the head of Fortress Maximus. Now, unlike in the Titan War, Titans Returns or Power of the Primes, where you have, the headmasters being a different character and whatnot, there is no such thing as that. There's just Scorponok. So in this case, we can only assume that this is Zarek that transforms into the headmaster here, and then that head becomes Scorponok, the full body here. So, but oh my god, I wound up getting this yesterday, from a different source, not through Buddy's. So Buddy, forgive me, sorry pal. But I want to give a quick shout out to Jeremy, who is part of the Transformers group that I'm with, Cybertron's Elite, who basically was able to get this for me, and man, I cannot wait to open this. So let's go ahead and crack this open, and let's see what awesomeness comes out of here. So all right folks, there he is, and damn, this thing, like I said before, is massive. This thing is huge. I'm gonna try and keep it PG-13 because half the time, most of my comments just pretty much go south. So, moving on. Wow. I may have to go ahead and try and put a side-by-side image of what he looked like when Marvel Comics was drawing the character and to what we're looking at now. And because, I mean, this thing is... yeah, it is fucking massive. But it's not without certain gripes right off the bat. Number one, he doesn't have a whole lot of accessories, and what he does have could have been a little bit larger. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with this. So on the side, there we go. On the side here is this Scorpion shield. So from the Scorpion shield here, it's supposed to do the job, but if I remember correctly, the original G1 Scorpion shield was a little bit larger. It actually covered up, the forearm here. Another thing, and you'll pretty much tell for those that are G1 enthusiasts and have had this figure in the past, like I did back in the day, he had 4 of these cannons, one on either side of his arms. So that's something that Hasbro dropped the ball on. Another thing, these shields on the sides of his shins here, or I should say the sides of his legs here, they were a little bit larger, and they could actually go on his forearms in Scorpion mode, or in base mode I should say, but it's supposed to be a little bit larger and covers up most of his lower leg. Another thing, I was going to say the final thing, but then another thing that I also noticed, I'll try and, there we go, yeah, I keep them standing like so. Another thing that you will notice that he is also missing is the main gun. For those of you that had the original G1 Scorponok, he had this big ass orange gun with a gray shield on the, I think it's on the left side of it. That is also missing. Not sure why Hasbro decided to go ahead and do away with it, but this was a piece that also became part of his base mode. And the final thing, and this is something that really, really, really pisses the hell out of me, that we have to actually buy this separately. And that's the little figure Fast Track. The little gray 6-wheeled, rolling armament that basically can either be at his side or in his base mode. That is something that is not included with the figure, but from what I understand, it is being sold separately, and it will transform not just into the robot in the vehicle, but as this big pointed spear. And I've actually seen a review of that. It's not bad. I like it. I may go ahead and pick it up now that I got the big guy here. But I'm not turning him into that spear because, number one, the pole that holds up the main blade that he turns into is thin and flimsy, and he cannot hold it for shit. But I will get the figure nonetheless. It just pisses me off that I have to go ahead and do that. But besides my damn gripes, I'm going to go ahead, make some camera adjustments, and we're going to go ahead and transform this baby. All right, folks. So now what we're going to do, and this is one of the rare moments you actually see my round pudgy butt, in front of the camera. But, we're going to go ahead and, do the transformation. Now, one of the things that it does come with is instructions. So this is going to take a little bit of time. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and remove the head. There's his head. Look at that pudding. Alrighty. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go through the transformation process on this one. So we're going to go ahead and see here. Alright. So now we're going to go ahead and turn this around. We're going to flip this up. And go ahead and lift this panel. Or as a matter of fact, hang on. I'm going to do a little bit of a close-up here. Sorry about that. Okay, so we are back. And there is Scorponok's head. So what we did just now, there's a panel right here. We're going to go ahead and flip up. We're going to turn him upside down and around. We're going to take this white panel and we're going to lift up like so. And now we're going to take these legs and going to fold them out and down. And now we're going to go ahead and I'm going to move these arms, sorry, we're going to move these arms out and up like so. Again, I'm going to do the same thing. And now these forearms here are going to go down. And there is the fist right here. We're going to pull down like so. Now we're going to do the same for those that didn't see it the first time. This forearm here is going to go down. It's going to come down. And that hand's going to go out. Alrighty. Alrighty. Now, it does say, one thing that we need to do here, which I probably should have done beforehand, is this face here is on a rocker hinge. So it's going to, we're going to lift up and pull down like so. Now, one thing that now it does mention these little antennae can come off, and it can plug in to these little holes right here, I think. And doesn't look like it can. Very, very interesting. Oh, silly me. Sorry, there is a type of tab right there, and it goes into that slot right there on the side. And that's where you put those there. So I'm going to take those off and then put those on here. All right. Okay. All right. Now, this chest piece here, this is going to go down like so. And I'm just trying to see. Okay, I think that is about it. So now here we have Zarek or Scorponok, whichever you prefer. Okay, so here we have Scorponok, and as I showed you, he's a little bit, there's his, larger head, or I should say his head mode in his robot form. Now we're going to go ahead and show you the secondary transform, which is your basic Lord Zarek. And he's not bad looking. I mean, he's I kind of wish they did add on some paint applications to his face, but he's basically has, the basic Titan Master or Headmaster, form. So not too bad. And of course, he's got his regular head. So I'm going to go ahead and put him over here for now. And we're going to go ahead and see about transforming him. Now that we got this, now normally they said that this shield over here is supposed to go on the back. I'm going to go ahead and take this off from the side. It also says that these two panels on either side of his legs need to come off. And ta-da, there's one. And here, is the other. Now, like I said before, back in the day, these pieces were a lot larger. And as a matter of fact, these two actually form a much more larger shield for him. But this portion here by itself was large enough back then. But again, that's just me. Okay, so now that those are off, we're going to take off the cannons here. Pop. And pop. Okay. Now the next thing we gotta do is raise his arms. Raising his arms in victory. Transform of victory. Okay. So now that the arms are up, says to move this around. Now normally the head would be on there, but since it's not, you know what? Well, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and transform him back real quick like. Oop, there goes his antennae. And there we go. And oop, there goes the other one. Silly me, I should have done this beforehand. Should have collapsed the arms in. Put these hands back in. There we go. Ta-da. Alright, and put these antennae back on. Alright. So now, this on here, there we go. All right. And going back to what I was doing. So we turn the head around like so. Go ahead and turn him by his waist. And there's those ratcheting sounds. Those are actually awesome sounding. Soft ratchets, but still sound good sounding. Now what we're going to do is take this portion here and go ahead and unhook it from the bottom here. Put them, and now we're going to just let it drop like so. There we go. Now there is, I'm going to show you this real quick. There is a tab right here, and it's going to go into this slot right above his buttocks. And there we go. And it is in there. Okay. Now we're going to move these legs out of his hidey hole. There we go. And this. Oh, there is a panel that you pull out from on the top, like so. There we go. So he's got that flat surface now. Alrighty. Now, I'm going to go ahead and lay him down like so. And as you can tell, he is extremely long. Alright, so forgive me if I'm going backwards and forwards on this, seeing as how, we're doing this as, going along. So now, I'm going to take these, the lower part of his legs, and we're going to flip these up. Let me see here. Or maybe not. Too soon for that step, huh? Okay. So... okay. Well, it does say to lift the legs up, which I did, so I'll just lift them up a little. There we go. So we lift them up just a little. And now I mentioned, okay, so it said that these panels here need to go ahead and be put flat down, which they were originally, but I think that was because they were in the box. So, alright, now I'm going to go ahead and take these gray panels, I'm going to flip those open, if I can flip them open. And, there we go. We have to untab the side panels here. Ta-da. And what we're going to do is we're going to put these feet in, like so. And we're going to take these toes right here. Do the same with the other. And those are some nice sounding ratchets. So let's see here. Alrighty, now we're going to go ahead and put these gray pieces back down. And now we're going to go ahead and lift this leg up, like this one up too. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and take this and pull that down. Now I'm just wondering whether or not there's some sort of peg hole, but it doesn't look like there is, so that's all good. Okay, now these side panels, there is a peg hole on here. I'm going to try and show you that. It's going to be right here and here and here and here. Now they're all going to peg into the holes here to go ahead and snap those in. There we go. That doesn't snap in, but it's a soft port. There we go. That will hold these legs down. Now, the next thing we are going to do is the tail. Now, with the tail, it's not going to be too difficult. There is, I'm going to try and show that to you. There is a couple of tabs here and here, and there's or I should say a couple of slots, and there are tabs right on either side of this tail. So what you're going to do is you're going to just snap those in there. There we go. That's very nice. All right. Now, on the back, I'm going to try and show that to you. There is a type of orange panel here. So what we're going to do is we're going to lift this portion up. And we're going to go ahead and pull this portion here and pull this out. And I do believe that is it. Not too bad so far. And now, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add on the accessories. So the first things we're going to do is we're going to add on these cannons here, which are ported by these little ports here. And so we'll get in there. There we go. Alrighty. Okay. Now, of course, there are a couple of other areas that we can also put on there. Now, the tabs that made up this large thin doohickey, I'm gonna unport those, and I'm gonna try and there we go. Ta-da. Detach those, and we're going to go ahead and put this using this port connected to this post here. I think. Hold on a sec. So you have to forgive me. I'm looking back on the instructions. So there is. Okay, so I stand corrected. It's these two ports on either posts on either side that go into these two ports. There we go, like so, and like so. And as a comedian I once heard, when he asked that he wants to live forever, in terms of this, transformation process. So far, so good! So, moving right along, we're going to go ahead and take this little scorpion shield, and we're going to go ahead and snap that in the back. And there are two posts right here that goes in the ports right underneath behind his tail. And that is it. But I think there is one other thing that we can do with this. If I can try and get this blasted thing open. There we go. Ah, okay. So, as I've seen in other reviews, there is a seat to where we can put the tiny headmaster in there because there is an open gap here. So I'm going to seat him in there like he's piloting the Scorpion. Like that. And wow. And yeah. That is, wow. That is awesome. Now, unlike the original G1 where the legs are supposed to go up and down, there is no such movement for this. And unlike the G1 Scorponok, the legs are not individual, you know. So you're able to go ahead and pose them up and down. I'm going to try and show that to you here. You're able to pose them up and down, but they're connected. Two of them are, or I should say, they're connected in terms of two. So these two can go up, these two can go down, or however you wish to do it. But I'm going to try and do a swing by of this, so that way you have a much more better look at the Scorpion. Oh, there he is in Scorpion mode. Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to go ahead and put him in battle station mode. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and remove the cannons. Now let's move them all the ways instead of on top of the instructions. We're going to move these side panels here. Like so. Like so. Let go, thank you. Alrighty. Oh yeah, let's not forget the Scorpion shield that's attached to his tail. Ah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, we got people that's trying to go ahead and drag race along Broadway close to downtown. Ain't that fun? Yeah. I could say something colorful, but again, this is me trying to be PG rated. Don't get used to it though. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and lengthen out the legs. It's going to look like a dead scorpion. Legs all stretched out and everything. Okay, now we're going to go ahead, pull the tail back, slap it in there, and then we're going to go ahead and put that in there. Now we're going to go ahead and lock this on. I'm going to untab the tail from the back. Alrighty. So far, so good. So now we're going to go ahead and untab these side panels here, like so. I'm going to do the same on the other. Alrighty. Now that that is done, go ahead and lift these legs up. Whoa! Like so. Like that. And like that. Okay. Now, this is where the fun part begins. I'm going to turn this around. That was not supposed to happen. That squeaky sound. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and give them the splits. Like so. And we're going to take these two panels up front and I'm going to place them like so. So let's see here. And now we're going to go ahead and take these legs and we're going to turn them like that. Or like so. There we go. Much better. Seeing as how these ridges here have to be facing up according to the instructions. And then they go down like that. And then of course from this, I'm going to try and lift him up a bit. So from this portion of the thigh, this is going to go up. And then this is going to lower down. So we're going to do the same thing again with this side. And this is going to lower down. Okay. Alright. So now we're going to go ahead and close these center panels down like we had before. And I'm going to take this panel on the back and move it up front. Pull that same thing around here. So I'm going to pull this back so that way this tail can be seen just a bit. I'm going to go ahead and lower the camera just a bit. There we go, like that. Yay! Alright, so far so good. Okay. And of course there is, on the back of his thighs, another panel that you're going to pull up. And they're going to fold out. Come on. There we go. Like so. Alright, now what we're going to do, like we did before, we're going to go ahead and there is a tab. I'm going to try and show that to you. There's a tab right here. It's going to go into this slot over here, I believe. There we go, like so. So it makes the little ramp. We're getting somewhere. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and lift the arms up like that. Do the same thing right here. And that's going to go up. And the pincers are going to be like that. Okay. There we go. So far, so good. Alright, now these pincers are going to go ahead and turn around like so. And as you can tell, it's starting to take shape. Alright. Now, according to the instructions, what we're going to need to do is take one of these cannons and one of these leg shields and peg them like so. And then what we're going to do is port these like that. Yeah, so far so good. Alright, so we're going to do the same with the other one. And there we go. Okay. And of course, what we're going to do now is we're going to take this chest piece up. I'm going to take this shield. I'm going to peg it into these two holes right here. All right. And okay. Now, of course, you do have the option of, let's see here. Oops, there we go. Of pushing this up, and you can pretty much put Scorponok's head in here, but it's going to just leave him in an empty slot, so I'm just going to go ahead and keep him connected back here. So I'm going to put that there, and of course we're going to go ahead and keep his headmaster right here by his lonesome. And wow, nice. So there he is in base mode, and not too bad. Now, of course, you know, me being, you know, from the G1 era, there were other accessories such as little claws and cranes and all that fun stuff. You know, that is something that I remember seeing back in the day. So I'm going to go ahead, get him transformed back up into robot mode, and I'm going to give you my final thoughts on this. Alright, there he is, back in his robot mode. And I have to say, it wasn't as difficult as I initially thought it would be. You know, this is a massive figure. It is heavy, and I have to say, it's well worth the money. It's a great upgrade. It has both the feel of the Takara version, but you also have Marvel Comics' take on it from when they were running the original G1 comic book back in the 80s. So I like that as well. Something that I forgot to show you too. He's got this little visor, or his googly eye thing. I'm going to go ahead and show you that here. Whoop, There's his googly eyes. Oh man. But I mean, man. I mean, he's got a great, he's a great homage to the OG one version. Like I said, the only drawbacks that I show is that he is missing a couple of pieces. I'm gonna go ahead and put his face back together because it's just weirding me the hell off. That's just so weird. That whole googly eyes thing. Anyway, like I said, the fact that he doesn't have his complete set of armaments, such as the other cannons that go on the back of his shoulders, the larger scorpion shield, as well as the larger side panels, that is basically part of his body. In addition, his weapons, the main weapon, which is that large orange rifle with the gray side panel on there, that would have been perfect, especially for this. It's great, it's awesome. Honestly, I really wish they had done it. Finally, the one thing that I'm going to wind up having to pick this up anyway because it is a companion to this figure, and that would be Fast Track. And honestly, that is a figure that should have came with this, but instead, Hasbro decided to be greedy and actually, force us to go ahead and get it, which I'm going to anyway. But I'm going to complain about it all the way. Now, on a scaling system that I have, on a scale of 1 through 10, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give it an 8.5, mostly because of the items that are missing from this figure. The extra accessories. And especially in base mode, where he's got, ramps and claws and stuff like that, that is supposed to go there. So, if anything else, I want to hear your take. Do you have this figure? And if so, do you like it? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Leave me a message in the comment section down below. Like, share, subscribe to this video. If you want to know when the next video comes out, ring that bell so you'll get notifications. And this is Phoenix Draconis, and I will catch you all on the flip side. Peace.